Hello everybody, welcome back to Motorsport Manager. It's time to head off to Doha, third race of the 2020 year, and of course we're off to a surprisingly strong start with a big lead that I do expect to fade. The question is, can we stay in contention, or are we going to fade to about the middle of the pack? What kind of staying power are we going to have? And of course it's usually about this time of year, third, fourth, fifth races, we start to see teams repairing less and not having as many problems with their reliability. So we'll see how all that works out for us. 42-hour repair. Luigi Perna from Gazzetta. Any thoughts about giving team orders? I want my drivers to race. One pit mistake. 10.229 seconds was our best. Nestor Goodman made the mistake. And yeah, Cairoli walked away with an incident-packed race. It really wasn't. But okay, exciting stuff. And of course we got our new engine. So let's do some more design work. There's our engines, and we're going to get one that's just a little bit better than that as we hit our third one. And if we look at, yeah, it's going to be our best one that we're going to get. We may get a second one like this towards the end of the year. We'll see. 1.1 million, and we'll get it just before the race. Now, I do want to look a little bit more at the long-term picture, because this race and the next one are about the gearbox. And we're not going to be able to get one in time for those. But you can see that they also both have the brakes as number 3 and the engine as one of the other top 3 parts. So helping the engine still helps us there. And then the next 3 after that, see, spoilers, engine and spoiler, engine, brakes, and spoiler. So I want to go into the spoiler next so that we can be strong in this middle section and then hopefully have some other stuff setting us up towards the end of the year. So that's a bit of the strategy in terms of part design, looking a little bit further ahead. Let's see who we have for our hire. Oh, we got a 20 on the tires. We're not even going to think about that. You are coming in, Ebert. Get ourselves a 19 on the rear jack, perhaps. I don't see any reason to keep you around. Let's see, rear jack. Yeah, we have Boggs out there at a 17. Well, in either case, let's move James out. I think I might have just had somebody in the wrong place or something. Move somebody out there. Yeah, Goodman really got hurt by that whole situation. Let's put our new hire Ebert out in that spot. Okay, and let's see. We are going to want to pull Powers out. Amaba looking better. And do we want Brunner out there? I think we do, because we're not going to have anybody better than that. So what does that leave us with? Well, we've got... yeah, Camides is still got to be our backup on the rear jack. And then on the front jack, we have nobody better than Boggs at 18. I probably just put him on the wrong spot or something. Let me make sure. Yeah, that would be another 18. So we can get an 18 on the... You know what? You're going to be... Castellanos going to be better than Watala no matter what. So let's... Yeah, we could get a 19 on the rear jack, 18 on the front, 17 on the tires. And I don't see any reason to bring any of that in. Okay, so then here's our tire people. These 5 right here. And especially with Goodman, you know, having a big fatigue issue, let's just keep all of them around. I think that's going to be a useful approach. There we go, car repair. Now, since we have that second engine in, don't want you out there, but we do want you out. And then we're going to want to improve, I would say the gearbox and the, is probably where I'm going to want to spend the effort here. Let's take out the spoilers. And we want to get this one ready for the race. So let's see. If we do that, yeah, and most of the effort here I would imagine is going to go towards the engine because it's got the most to boost. But we're boosting the one for the current race and then also boosting the engine for the long term. So let's give that a whirl. Alright, Handling Development Center for Sport Team Apt. Not quite ready to move that up. And yeah, the engine has already moved up like 17 points or so. At least 10. So yeah, that's definitely improving. And we'll be putting that one out there for this race for sure. Just run this through the weekend, I think. Oh, we got a question. Blah, 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 blah. Can you promise me we'll improve our wind tunnel? I cannot. Let me make sure this isn't going to frost you. Yeah, your morale is off the charts right now, the whole getting married thing. So I am not at all worried about telling you to stuff it. Because we don't have the money. It's pretty self-evident. Doha, 43-lap race, 3.46 miles. It's a long one. It's going to be dry. Excellent acceleration is going to be important. The engine, not so much. Soft and medium, and high wear. And of course, if we look at our gearbox, it's not very good. It's like last. So, I mean, we could potentially struggle here for sure. Finances. The mechanic says it's incredibly reassuring to have a healthy balance sheet. All the mechanics and techs are really happy to know you've got your hand on the tiller. We're prepared for any financial crisis which might come. Good to have that confidence coming from them. I'll get back to work. Whoa, we're up to 86% already. So you're going to let that one get up to... Alright, let's see. How long would it take it to get full? Pretty much 7 to get full. So I think we can drop that all the way down to 2. Because I'm okay with 90%. And then we can boost this even more. And I don't see any reason not to do that. And we're on the top of the team standings. Katja Blomqvist hopeful of extending the lead. Cairoli hoping to finish up Philippa's last race with a win, but we don't really have a great car for Doha, that is true. Predicted to finish up round 11th. Well, I'm certainly hoping to do better than that. May very well not do as well as I've done in the last couple of races, but okay, now we're up to 90%. We're going to put this all the way up, grab whatever little bit we'll get out of there. So 80% for the parts we came into the year with, but maybe going higher on new ones that we develop. So maybe later in the year we can push the engine harder, or the whole car harder, really. Anyway, last couple days we should get some extra little bit of boosting here. Okay, interview about the potential Ardennes GP being added. And yeah, let's take a look at those votes. Replacing Black Sea with Ardennes. Real safety car only. Reversed drivers' championship position grids. No, not in the top tier. And pre-distributed tire compounds. I don't like that either. Yeah, I don't like any of these. Take the interview. And we'll just say I've yet to decide. So, yeah, just going to sort of not tip my hand just yet. Still says we're 11th, probably because we haven't added that improved engine to our car. And there's our latest engine. So now, obviously, we're going to yank that out there. Throw everything we can into that performance. And then we'll be shifting more in that direction, I'm sure, ahead of the next race. And let's design. So we're going to go into the spoiler next. Well, I think we're definitely going to go plus 20 there. And then here, we'll have a couple more that we can use. It'll hurt reliability there and everything, but again, it will be worth it. Plus 40, plus 40. We could go with this as a fourth one, but I don't see that happening. Okay. 400K. Of course, the engine, the super expensive one, and that's been dealt with. And they're talking about the voting season being fascinating. We're just gonna hold on. Let's adjust who's gonna carry what parts here. Yeah, this is up to 50%. That won't be nearly enough. We're gonna switch here. That'll give him a... Cairoli's still expecting to finish 2nd and 8th. Really? Alright. Overall, that'll jump us all the way up to 2nd, having one of those engines. Never mind having 2 of them out there eventually. It's going to be 26 degrees. So let's go fairly even on the tires. Mediums will be better, but we'll want softs probably more for qualifying. So I'll just switch that over, 7 and 8. Okay, and no rain and mid-20s. So I think we're pretty much set. Medium tires, low fuel burn. And pretty much the whole, just got that little bit there, pretty much the whole track here in Doha. So if I remember properly, this is actually well, I know it's a long one, but also pretty slow track. All the turns and whatnot. As I mentioned, not a lot of top speed sections. So this could take a while to get through. In terms of the race, obviously the practice length is not going to be affected. And we'll go soft at the very beginning. Get those initial readings. Try something like that. And away we go. Qualifying indeed for Svaneborg. And both of them had the right idea this time. I'm going to want to switch to race trim, you know, pretty quickly here because of how long the track is. We may very well probably not going to get level 3 on both for this one. More oversteer, says Menezes. This is also a track where it's probably going to be a little bit tough to get any passes in. Yeah, I think we want to come in now. Because otherwise I just don't think we're going to get... and, you know, one move the ballast back, says Menezes. But I don't think we're going to get to the level 3 trim if we spend any more time out here. Might have already spent a little too much as it is. Some positive thoughts already. We may just get level 1 here. We might not quite get it. But I'm not super concerned about that. I need to get the race trim in the meet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, yep, that went a little too fast there. Switching to race trim, and we are at 70%. We nailed the handling. Looks like we probably want to go about there. And then let's shift down the acceleration as well. I could adjust this, but I'd rather get everything else in line first, per usual. And on to the mediums. That's, you know, plenty of time being spent in here as it is. So let's drop down maybe to there. And yeah, I think I messed up her setup because I want oversteer. Oversteer and low speed. Maybe drop this down a bit. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's adjust you. Oh no, I didn't change her handling at all. Okay, so I did have it right. So let's just do this again. Lower speed. Acceleration. Yep. And then race trim. There we go. Looks like we didn't quite get... Yep, we didn't quite get there, but that's fine. We're going to depend on the race trim and medium tires. That's either going to get it done for us or it's not, but... that's our goal. I think I want to come in one more time, partway through this. Firm up our setup. Unless the timing of the ending of the laps is particularly bad, that should set us up okay. But let's just sort of see how this goes. I think I'm gonna want to speed this up a little more. Both drivers liking the ballast change. 6-1 for Svaneborg and 9-6 for Menezes, so at least they're driving well. You can see the times. 2 minutes plus just to get around a lap, and actually pushing 3 minutes. Svaneborg doesn't like the handling, which we expected, but Menezes does. And he's staying pretty competitive here. Yep, he's up to 6th. About 2/3 of a second. Yeah, so it looks, I think we've got time to make that one stop. We can see, though, that this is going to be... Okay, yep. Still in 7th. Svaneborg move up, but this is going to be a long track to get around, for sure. I think this is a good time to come in. We've got a lot more knowledge. And we can go back out. We're going to go same tires, same stint. We're just going to work on the core setup elements. I think the pit crew is going to be particularly important on this one, and also timing out when we do our pit stops. Oh, wow. No wonder he's looking so good. 99%. Okay. Guess what? You go right back out there. She's not bad, but she's not nearly that good. 90%, and we know what to do with the handling. The, you know, gears are in place. So poor... up to good. You know what? I'm going to try bringing that back. And again, I want to get that one in place before I worry about messing with the others. And that way you'll have a nice short stop. Okay. So now what we want to do is just get up to level 3. There's level 2. Looks like he's still within a second of the fastest time. And on a track that's almost 3 minutes, that's not bad. Of course, he's driving very well with a great setup. So that gap could increase. Okay. Doesn't like the ballast change, so we got to go the other way. I don't think we're going to quite get in for this one. We're going to have her come in and change to the back to the qualifying setup, and then Menezes is going to keep going around. He's up to 6th. Come on. 88%. Okay, so this one we want to try to really narrow it in now. So we were at poor, good, and okay. So starting from here, and this was, yeah, we need to drop that down to there. We want to make this lower. So if we go there, I can still move all those other stuff in place if I get this right. So I'm just going to stick with... We're going to go to qualifying now. And back to those soft tires. And you're going to come in after this lap. Even though... Well, no, you're not. Because you're not going to be able to have time for a change. There we go, that's going to be level 3, and then we'll hit level 1 very soon. So at least do get a little bit of that ready for qualifying. Boy. Yeah, we've clearly still got some work to do here. The ballast just isn't quite there. But we'll improve that for the race. Huh. That shows why it's a good reason to always hang around to the end of practice. He had a major improvement there and actually got under 2:39, setting the best time in the field. While Svaneborg down towards the bottom of the pack, but we could be doing better than maybe we thought. Menezes is super happy. Svaneborg looking happy as well. And the press room impressed also. This was supposed to be a bad track for us, and I still think it's supposed to be a bad track, but just maybe those engine boosts plus the driving skill, I think, put us over the top. We'll see. Still a long way to go on this weekend. Okie dokie. Like we're going definitely softs in qualifying. No reason not to. I don't think the performance boost is enough to try to qualify on mediums. And of course, Menezes is set. He wants to make no changes. We're only at 91% here. We should be able to correct a few things. Now, let's see. Poor. Good. And great. So I think the first thing we want to do is tweak that just a bit. Now, we want to get that right back there. And then get the acceleration right back there. So let's try that. That's probably a little bit low. Let's see what happens if we tweak this a bit more. Okay, and the acceleration not quite low enough. Let's see if I did. I think that's really close. So we're going to go with that to begin. And we'll see if he wants to change things at all. No sign of anything wet happening. And let's see, at the given speeds, you know, I don't know if we can get in a second run, even if we go out right away. I think the track's no, I think the track's too long for that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do that, so I think we want to wait. Except for Cairoli. Let's have him just do a start and stop. Let's make sure that we've got his setup correctly. Meanwhile, everything else we're just going to sort of wait on. Menezes is looking great right now, so I'd love to have him just go out there, but the track's going to get faster. So I'm going to wait on it. I think maybe about 4 minutes is going to be the optimal time to go out. Something like that. You know, and if his form dot drops right around that time, I'm going to feel a little bit ridiculous. But on the other hand, yeah, I'm just going to go with the speed of the track. Okay, 96% is much better. We want to go a little bit higher on the speed. And then maybe... Not sure what I want to do on the cornering. So I think I just want to get this a little bit higher. Let's see, if we went there... No, I've got to... I have the hardest time with this sometimes. Girl, I just want to... Okay, if I move this up, and then move you down the other way to just sort of compensate it out. Okay, and then... Let's try that. Let's see how that works. You should still have time to do one more start and stop. So let's go ahead and do that. Still gonna wait on you, Menezes. Now, Cairoli's form is diving. He was at 7+, but, you know, you can only... I still think it's better in general to wait for the faster track. In his case, I had to nail the setup anyway. Okay. So I want to send Menezes out at 7. And that'll give him time to get set up. Or not at 7, at 4. There we go. Yep, nothing else to do. Just get out there. Alright, now we're going to get Cairoli out. Okay, we're almost there. You know what, 98% is really close. And I don't know where to go with that one. It's close too, so we're just going to stick with this. We'll give you fresh tires and that's all. We're going to stick at 98%. Okay. And Cairoli, be nice if you'd find your form. Really, truly it would. Well, in either case, we've got some numbers to go after, and, you know, Spengler's faster, well, really the top two there are faster than Menezes was able to hit that number in practice. And, of course, only doing one try at this makes it interesting. Okay, let's... Nailed that. Almost missed it. Okay, get back. Yeah, get back up there. Almost missed it for Menezes, but we didn't. There we go. And it looks like I was a little bit, like I could have stretched this out a little bit more. So let's see, how long are you going to have to cross the line? Yeah, you got about 30 seconds to go, so I could have been a little more cautious. In any case, I mean, Menezes has stayed right at 10. He had perfect tires, and he was almost a second behind Spengler on that first set. So there's nothing we could have done to make that better. But of course, qualifying and, you know, tire boosts, we don't have that. So I have to hope that he can find a little more speed than that somewhere around this track. Well, he didn't lose hardly anything on that second session. And Cairoli was even worse for the first sector. I'll take it. Bad first sector, but up in third. Now, can Cairoli get something competitive? Because he's definitely further behind, not driving particularly well. Looks like he could end up down here towards the bottom. Not at the bottom, but potentially with a lot more work to do. Yep. It's actually not quite as bad as I feared. Thought maybe it'd be a couple more spots down closer to 20th. So we got Menezes with the, improved engine in third. And most of the difference between that and Cairoli, I'm sure, is that engine down in 17th. So we could end up with one good performer and one, not so much. Cairoli nowhere near good enough to drive in the DTM. Oh, really? Shots fired. And lots of stuff about Spengler getting the pole. So with most of our parts still at 80%. Now the question is, let's take a look at where we're going to be here first. We're going to keep the setup as it is. Fuel options, 43 laps. I'm going to drop down 1 lap of fuel for each car. Now the question is the tires. 23 and 35. I like the idea of 1 soft and 1 medium on this track, except that he's starting near the back. So we're just going to lean hard into that medium boost. And he's going to ride those mediums as hard as he can. Menezes may have to be a little more careful because he's going to start on softs just because of how close he is to the front. Because let's see, the speed is enough of a difference, I think. The durability is not hugely more. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the softs for him. See if he can stick up there in the front. And he's going to have to back off the tires sooner. Of course, we'll go flat out for the first couple laps and then back off. For most of the rest of the way. He's got light-footed mediums. Interesting. I almost wonder if he could take mediums. I'm going to go medium and race trim. Because the thing is, if he took this one, do I want to gamble and see, can he stretch out the entire race on 1 set of tires? Not push at all, probably fall back a bit at the beginning. Let me double check that amount again. We've got 43 laps. 35. That is so tempting. I think it's borderline. Thing is, the tires are going to heat up in this weather, so we'll have to conserve them some anyway. I may very well pay for this, but I'm going to go for it. And I can always, you know, come in for a change later. But yeah, I'm going to say go for it with those mediums. Okay. So we're just going to try to not even pit at all with him. And then we'll go with the race trim and the medium tire boost. So yeah, and you can see he's boosted up into, like, he's over 4-star skill now. He's really going to try to leg this out. So, and he's still riding at a 10. He's going to have to try to fight off whoever he can early on without using any tire boosting at all. And then back down to 9th row and not looking like he's driving that well. Okay, yeah, and I've got to back off your tires to neutral. So I haven't taken this kind of a gamble in a while. And Menezes, I just want you to not have a disaster of a start. Up to 2nd for the moment. Cairoli already up to 10th. But yeah, this is a great start for Menezes to just not lose a bunch of spots right away, since he's on those medium tires and not pushing it. Cairoli up to 9th. Started 17th all the way up to 9th. And he's moving up more. He's up to 7th. Wow. Do we have more going for us here than I thought? Menezes having a little bit of trouble with Spengler. Pole sitter, but made a nice move there on that turn. Cairoli still in 7th. Okay, and back off to neutral. Well, you know what? Push up until you hit that line. Yeah, it had that the fastest first sector of the whole field. That doesn't surprise me the way things are going. So Menezes, again, just holding on in neutral and doesn't want to use any extra on the tires. Battling with Spengler. Looks like we're losing the spot here, but then we got the inside. Oh, nope. Spengler actually got ahead up before that turn. And there's a slingshot by Mueller move. To 4th. Cairoli the best 2nd sector as well. Wow. But Menezes, after the first lap, only a 2nd off the lead and now fighting back against Mueller a bit. Not going to hold it, though. Very nice. Cairoli still in 7th. Let's go conserve for just a hair. I want to drop down, drop to 8th. Now we'll go neutral again. Okay. And Menezes driving at 9.8 and other cars starting to come after him. He's starting to fade more. That's really not a huge surprise. May end up using some of his speed bursts here if I have to. Cairoli in 8th, not driving particularly well. Go down to lap 3 and let's do 1 lap on high and see if we get away with that. And then we'll switch down to neutral. Fourth and 8th. If we stayed there, we'd lose the overall to RMG and Phoenix. We'd be competitive and hold a good lead, but lose part of it. Cairoli, let's go conserve if you can for the rest of the lap, so that you can switch back up to neutral when you shift down the gas. Neither driver, to me, looks like in a position we want to use a whole bunch of power at the moment. Tire temperature slowly moving up. I'm going to be very curious where he ends up at the end of this lap. Speaking of Menezes there. So he's at 94%, using probably a little bit over 2% per lap. And that would drop him down to 14%, maybe 10% at the end of the race, as opposed to, you know, not using. Yeah, he's going to make it. He's not going to totally bottom out the tires, but they're going to be miserable at the end. The other thing is he's been on neutral the whole time, and he'll be going conserve on some of it. So it may even be higher than that. He might be able to get it up into upper teens at the end of the race. Whoa, why did I not? I meant to put you down to medium. Okay. Switched his tires, but not the other. Now, Cairoli, not looking too great when it comes to the driving form. Menezes down to 9.4. But I mean, look at him. He's going after. Like, Tomzik is pulling away, but nobody else is. The other car is probably having to back off the tires at this point. Although in his case, you know what, let's go conserve now. Because we're not going to want to... I'm going to have a bigger advantage on the tires later. Of course, the other option would be just to go after it. But I think I just want to be conservative and wait. Cairoli's got a nice cushion. I want to drop him back to conserve as well. I think maybe a little bit later he tries to use a power boost and get by some of these others. But one thing about being on medium tires, it's probably a better move. I'm going to speed this up now. Start to get through some of this race. We're just nicely getting our teeth into it. And this is going to be close to a 2-hour race when you, in terms of real time, not the accelerated time of the game. Yeah, and we're adding more power a little faster than I thought I would be. Now let's go neutral there. Menezes will need to pick up to neutral, and he's going to look for an opportunity here. Yeah, down to 8.1. Now the overall here, though, at neutral, it looks like, yeah, he's definitely catching up. So I would like to get ahead of these two and be second behind Tomzik. Am I going to find a better opportunity? Yeah, I caught up some there. Now if I can be right behind at the end of the next lap, that might be a good thing. Now Cairoli's form really dropping. He's probably going to want to use this defensively. Is there another good spot on the track? Oh, well, here we go. So I'm using it there to ward off. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Let's get up here. All right, I want to go normal speed here, because I want to hit this right. Right behind. I'd like to get by one, if not both of those. Yes, we're about to, actually. Let's hold on to your shirt. Come on. Oh, boy. Right there, but couldn't get by. That's unfortunate. Meneza's still trying for it, though. He's just stuck on the wrong side of too much of this, yeah. Right there behind Spengler. That's too bad. Speed this up again. And I think I just want to keep saving it up with Cairoli, where Meneza is just holding on. Yeah, and I think I want to go conserve again. Or maybe not. He's making a nice push here. Let's switch up to neutral. There we go. Yeah. Got one of the spots without the boost. But of course it got him in position, so it still played some role. Cairoli up a bit. He's at 70% on the meter. It'd be really nice to get by Muller, but one thing at a time. Spengler is... Oh boy, okay, yeah. We're gonna get it back? I think we are. That's gonna bear watching. Now, Cairoli looks like he's very slowly improving his driving. Still having... Yeah, okay, nope. I'm not going to let that happen. I don't think Menezes has enough. No, this is staying at about a 1.5 second gap. So I think I want him to stay on medium, to just hold off Spengler, but he's not ready to try to push by Muller just yet. Up to 3.3 for Cairoli, so he's slowly driving better, 3.4. Let's see if we can... Gotta ease off those tires a bit for him now. And I think Menezes is going to make it on the tires. I want to use a little bit of this power to get some distance if I can. Although maybe not. Because I think I can go back neutral here for a while. Probably bought the time I need. So 3rd and 8th. Would still put us behind RMG. But that's it. Nobody else would be gaining on us. So the question is, are we going to win this race or are we not? And I really like Menezes' chances of being the winner. So I think we're gonna take another victory. It's still quite a ways to go. But overall, I like the look of that. He seems to have narrowed up just a bit on Muller. Tomzik pulling away more, though. And we're going to need to use that speed burst here soon. Let's see. Yeah, still holding about the same gap for Menezes. I'm going to just leave him be. Okay, we're going to lose it if we don't use it. Just use just a bit there. There we go. Then maybe, if he can stay right behind him, maybe I get that pass at the end of this next lap. Of course, yeah, that's not a good spot to use the speed burst right there around a turn, as we have seen. I didn't gain him a whole lot. Menezes is creeping up, so I think he's going to be ready soon to go after Muller. I'm going to give that another lap. Cairoli up to 5.3. He's staying right behind, who is that, Rusinov? Of course, the tire differential is playing in our favor now. I want to go after this. Now. Boy, another one where I just didn't have enough. It was close. But all I did is get it right back behind him. Okay. Lesson learned. Yeah, and we've faded back again here now. Ooh, boy. Frying those tires. Go back and conserve. And the question is, are we going to be able to go after the pass here? And I don't think we're going to be able to. So let's just go to conserve. Let's have Menezes gain back some of that tire temp. Save those tires for later. Just use the power in short bursts. Cairoli up to 5.9. And we've got some, other cars around are now pitting. That's, well, only one so far, DuPont, but he probably should just wait here for them to pit and move ahead of Rusinov. Well, Rusinov will have to do that soon. Yeah, and Miller's going to come into the pits, so... Just a small little use it or lose it burst there. Looks like we're going to be okay on fuel overall as well. Bunch of cars coming into the pits. Cairoli only moving up to 7th. He's got plenty of room on either side right now, though. Let's go ahead and go neutral because... Let's see. I don't think I'm going to want to have him switch to softs. I think I'm going to want him to stay on medium. So let's use up, in the last few handfuls of laps he's got, let's use up that neutral, use up that medium tire. Whoa. So we'll switch back to neutral. And use up, just want to use up the power to get myself some speed. Maintain distance. That's the goal right now. And he's only driving at 7.3, but Menezes is in first. The driver is actually very close in form now at this point of the race. There's most of the rest of the power gone. Form drops. Spengler comes into the pit. That'll give Cairoli another spot. We gained like a second or so on Tomzik with that little boost. Cairoli now right behind who? Spengler, who just came out. Strange time to go in for mediums, but maybe he just plans on legging it out the rest of the race. Might not be that strange. You see Martinborough really running low, so is Robin Friends. Green pretty low, that's not wise decision making there, I don't think. And there comes a couple more in. So right now we're looking very strong, looking like we're going to extend our lead again. Assuming that Menezes can make his gambit getting all the way around the track this way, but I like his odds. I mean, his tires are going to be low at the end. There's no question about that, but Tomzik is going to have to come in again before then. And then Mueller, you know, after that is a 10-second gap. And rising, now it's over that, so. It's looking pretty good. Cairoli staying about a second behind Spengler there. I don't see any reason to burn speed or anything at this moment. Just try to stay right there. Well, I'm going to have him have to burn a little bit of power. Well, there goes Spengler pulling away a bit. That's probably actually good for us. Menezes all the way down to 5.3. So he was driving great earlier, but he's sort of got to rest on his laurels here for this second half of the race. 5.2. If you have to pick one part of the race to drive well in, though, you would definitely pick the beginning. Cairoli up to 8.0. And I think I'm going to need to use a little bit of a speed burst on this lap because you want to get through this lap and one more. Well, no. No, I don't either. This is the halfway point. So we're going to pit now. I'd miscalculated that for a bit. Our only pit stop of the race figures to have an 11% risk factor. See our park condition, 60s or better. Not quite as good here with that gearbox at 58, but it still should definitely last. So if we need to push a little bit later in the race, I think we can do that. You can see the gap to Mueller is still growing. Now he's trying to close it down with some speed burst, but really liking Menezes' odds to win this now. I believe that's our fastest pit stop yet. And now Cairoli's going to want to use some speed bursts and whatnot to do some things here, but he's in 9th. He's got a little bit of fuel to use. So let's see. I mean, Rusinov right ahead. That should be a really good pass candidate. We want to move up away from the pack. Yep, he's faster. He just needs to make this happen. Boy, he might not even need to use the power. Sneaking to the inside here. I think he's got it. Use just a bit here. That's just to get me basically to the end of the lap, and I'm going to use a little bit more. Let's go ahead and speed this up back up again. This is a very long track. That should be enough. Didn't actually pull us away from Rusinov much, if any. Be nice to go after green here. You see 13 seconds. That's what Menezes has. You know what? Probably gone high enough. Let's go back to conserve there. Cairoli driving at 9.4, so I'm going to rely on him to hang on there. Tomzik's going to have to come back in. Martinborough's going to have to come back in. Ericsson's going to come back in. Those three at least. Cairoli should be able to get up to 5th. Well, maybe not 5th. 6th. Because probably not going to catch Tomzik. Laps to go here. 19, excuse me. Cairoli driving remarkably well. And yeah, I mean this is going to bunch up for him. And I think we're going to want to make a yeah, he's driving perfect. We're going to want to make a run there, but first of all, of course, is going to come, and I'm going to slow this down a bit to manage this a little better. I need to use some power here. Switch back up to neutral and use some power with Menezes, who continues to pull away. All right, let me drop back here to Cairoli. All right, now we're gonna go high, then we're gonna use some speed bursts. I want to make a couple passes here if I can. Come on, get it done. No point in speed bursting into the turn. There we go. I think we've got it. Let's switch back to medium. No, 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 no. No. Well, that's frustrating. But yeah, I think I've got to go back to medium. Just accept what just happened. Medium and conserve. I really thought I was going to be able to hold it. But it didn't happen. Got to wait for another opportunity, drop back a little bit. Next time around, I want Menezes to go with another speed boost, use up that power. Got to stick with Cairoli, who's hanging out right behind here. Switch back to neutral. Probably is able to, down to 8.6. Probably is able to go high for one more section. But I don't have the power boost available yet. I'm just seeing how close he can hang behind here, and it's pretty close. Really like to get him by green. Menezes went through another lap, didn't quite get him that power boost. You can always wait one more. Okay, and there's green pulling away. So maybe Cairoli just doesn't have what it takes to beat green. It's possible. Only Tomzik close. Muller fading and Tomzik is not going to make it. And that speed burst can't have hurt the cause. I think he's going to end up a little bit below 20% on the tires, which would be just fine. Yeah, and we're fading now in our little run here. So, okay, green is faster. We must accept that. Green is simply faster. Cairoli then is going to wait for a couple other cars to pit. Move up to at least 6th. And when you started 17th, that's not bad at all. Glock cutting a corner but not getting punished. More importantly, Timo Glock is way back here. And 14 laps to go. Oh, we've closed up again on green. .8. If we could stay there, we might consider going for another pass and another lap. But I think actually I just want to go conserve. Ericsson's going to be coming in soon. Doing it now. Ericsson and Martinborough both in. Up to 6th. Yeah, and that gives us a strong win. If we do nothing else, it gives us a strong win. So Cairoli going to continue to look for that opportunity, but it's alright if he doesn't get it. And Menezes could push. He's got the fuel, but, you know, we're not going to bother. Because it would be pointless. Okay, go conserve. Use up some power. Just wanting to hold on to those tires. And there goes Tomzik. Out in 3rd. And now an 18-second lead here. More cars pitting. You notice I really haven't seen anybody repair this race. We are fading more and more, so it looks like we're just sort of racing against time. We're also racing against Ericsson, who is behind us. So I think that's one of Cairoli's goals, is to make sure Ericsson can't make a run. Use a bit of power there, but I want to hang on to most of it. I want to keep on neutral as far as I can. Make Ericsson burn up those tires to catch us. And Tomzik is up to 2nd again. Good for him, but he's not catching Menezes. Wearing through the end of this long battle. Drops to 6-6. Cairoli at 7-4. Now, of course, both of them still driving well. You can see it's like a 5-second gap ahead. Cairoli is not catching anybody. He just wants to hang on to 6th, I think, at this point. I don't really see, I mean, he seems to be holding the margin pretty steady. So now we're in the last 10 laps. Says 9 to go. Just a case of holding on, I think, at this point. Let's burn a little more. And that did push out the lead. Of course, we can go high on the fuel a bit more if we need to. Four-plus second margin on Ericsson. I like our odds of sitting exactly where we are. With no other cars repairing and this being a bad track for us, this is really impressive. Now, the other factor in that is we did have, of course, the strategic edge of Menezes using the low wear medium tires. But still, he would have been ahead of Cairoli. So he still would have been, up here. We just probably wouldn't have won the race. Alright, we'll use a speed burst for Cairoli here, I think, as well. And I think we'll speed it up just a little more through the finish, since I don't really see a whole lot else to do. Menezes way out in front of everybody. He's got open track. I'll be backing off his tires again eventually here. He is going to go into the red, but he's going to get there with plenty to spare. Cairoli, 4.5 seconds, like losing ground to Green and company. The only way anything would change is if somebody ahead of him decided to pit. And I don't think that's going to happen this close to the finish. So yeah, I think we just motor our way around the track. Now 6 laps remaining. And finish this off. Tomzik is very slowly closing the gap, but not nearly enough to make anything significant happen. Yeah, I think we'll go conserve for a bit here. 4 laps to go. Just drop that down as far as we can. Tire temperature, of course. Cairoli seems to very much be locked in position as well. Three to go. And that's about as low as we're going to get it. So it's time to start burning up. Yep, there we go. They went red. Burning up the last of the tires. Now, Mueller's tires are bad, or really bad. Spengler's tires are bad. But, I mean, they're 25, 30 seconds ahead. And that's his best lap of the day, done on bad tires. Whoa, okay, Mueller did pit. But it still wasn't enough. It dropped a spot. But Cairoli, still 15 seconds behind. It's just a quick switch tires and go pit. Okay. So here's Mueller taking his final trip around the Doha track. I very narrowly decided to go with that medium tire gambit, but clearly it was the right move. The only car, I remember when they pulled this on us, I think Timo Shader did it once or twice in the WTCR. This time we did it. The only car to get around the whole track with absolutely no stops. Might very well have gotten second without it, but definitely would not have beaten Tomzik. And then here's Cairoli. We'll speed burst whatever we've got left just because. Happy with 6th. And Tomzik, the only car within half a minute of the lead. There it is. Well-deserved accolades for Gustavo Menezes. Timo Glock, 10-second penalty, it says, even though it said during the race they were cleared. I think that's pretty much a buggy display. No part penalties. Good job, Mr. Race Winner. And yeah, almost 2 hours. The winning time. The only matter of fact, he moves up to first. Cairoli down to second. Tomzik is third, ahead of Timo Glock, who didn't do much. RMG in second, Rosberg in third. We have a race and a half points lead. Made that look easy. Kind of did, actually. Well done to Menezes. I'll be up there with you soon, says De Silvestro. Wouldn't bet on it. Can anyone stop them, says Sky. And I'm starting to think the answer might be no. So the pattern continues. Menezes continues to improve his skills. Cairoli does not. So he's going to continue to accelerate in terms of being de facto #1 driver. But 6.1? Sixth is his worst showing of the year, but it's not bad at all. And then third, second, and first, driving better, especially this race each time, and finishing better. Expected us to finish much worse. We didn't. Marketability goes up. We lose more money. Now it's a quarter of the way through the year, but nobody else had to repair in that race. We were going to still finish up pretty high on a track that wasn't good for our car, and we have a big lead for this point in the season. I think really I've seriously got to say the aim now is just to get the back-to-back promotions, finish our time up in the GT series this year, and move on to Endurance series. Now, not saying it's in the bag or certain or anything like that, but I think that it's wrong not to aim for that, given the way things are going, and I particularly like the way the other teams are splitting up the points. There hasn't been one major challenger emerge dominant against us, such as we had before with the Timo Shader and Lucas Auer pairing down in the WTCR. And that's really going to make our lead count for more as we go on. We're going to be continuing to improve the engines and the other parts. So I thought we would be like competitive towards the end of the year on this one. And if we're even competitive at the end of the year, we may be able to make this lead stick. And doing much better than I thought. So, next up, we head off to Tandela for the 4th race of the year. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. More Motorsport Manager will continue in the shockingly successful so far 2020 season.